So, welcome to Warrior Wednesday. Let's start by taking a comfortable seat. Mute your microphone if you haven't already, please. Today's practice is a practice of patience. And the quote about no matter how long the night is, the dawn will surely break. Just feels like we're in a long night still, doesn't it? We're going on a year of the pandemic. Feels like we're going on 97 years of this news cycle and election stuff that's going on. It's a long night for all of us, regardless of which side you're on, where you're coming from, where our patience is being tried. You agree with that? Yeah, definitely. And so, here comes yoga to ask us to consider that this is just an opportunity. This is just an opportunity to learn patience. That's all. We're just being asked to work our patience muscles. And very much like going into the weight room, we overcame the 8-pound weights and now we're using the 12s. And soon we'll be using the 15s. Life is just asking us to get stronger in this patience muscle. So as we sit here today, I ask you to just close your eyes and breathe. And for these few minutes, will you notice the energy of impatience? It might show up right now like, let's get started. Why are we just sitting here? What she has in store for us today. It might show up as, oh, I've got so much to do. Notice impatience. And as you're noticing this, go ahead and start to stretch your neck. Bring your ear to one shoulder. Roll the chin to the chest and bring the ear to the opposite shoulder. Just take a few half circles back and forth, feeling stretches in your neck. Today we'll pay extra attention to the side body. Just going to get into the side body. Our practice on Monday was a lot of forward and back. Today we'll focus on abduction, adduction, and moving lateral. Just a little change up. As you sit here, bring your fingertips to the floor on either side of you. So lengthen out your wingspan, lift your spine, and start to feel breath in the side of your rib cage. So imagine breath coming clear up here into your armpits. Can you breathe sideways? And let your arms lift a little bit on the inhale and lower a little bit on the exhale, almost imagining wings. Imagine wings, just this soft floating on the wind. Easy, effortless breath. And then let that breath begin to extend your arms even higher up over your head. And back down. You might hear your breath. You might be using Ujjayi breath, but see if you can feel sideways moving breath. Take one more big breath in, scoop your arms up high, reach, 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 and then drop the left hand to the earth, lift into the right hand, and bend sideways. If you need your hand on the floor for support, leave it there, but if not, bring it around and wrap your fingers around the right side of your rib cage to feel breath here. And really exaggerate. We have these little muscles between our ribs called intercostals. Breathe so you stretch those little guys. And then keep doing that. The hand comes back to the floor. Pull your elbow down towards your knee. Feel that stretch travel into your middle back. Nice. And then inhale, pull the arm up and back toward the wall behind you. The elbow making this diagonal line from knee to wall behind. Start to get familiar with this part of your body, shoulder blade, rib cage, armpit, a little more into the outside edges today. And then reach your fingers high, come back to center, both arms lift. Exhale, right hand to the floor, left arm lifts. Anchor down through your hips. And you can bring a hand here again to the rib cage if you like and start to breathe here into your left lung. The left lung is a little smaller than the right because the left lung houses your heart. It only has 2 lobes. So it could feel a little easier to fill your left lung. Settle the hand back to the floor once again, and then draw the elbow toward the knee. Let's start to find those back muscles. Inhale, open, elbow slides back. Just enjoy this moment of movement with breath. Observing when your mind goes to impatience, when your mind wanders ahead. I like the image of walking in a city with a toddler. And the toddler wants to run ahead, wants to always run ahead. And what we would say to them is, stranger, danger, don't go ahead, stay with me, hold my hand. Keep your mind here. Reach the fingers high, sweep the right arm up again, and then press the air down on either side of you. Beautiful. Bring your hands now to both sides of the rib cage and push breath sideways. Really exaggerate this. We often focus on belly breath, and that's still happening, but be more aware of sideways breath today. Awesome. Lean toward your left side and let your left elbow come to the earth. Extend your right leg out and then your left. So you're going to come down in here to side lying position on your left side. And then go ahead and guide yourself all the way down flat onto the earth. So one option is to lay your head on your arm. The other is to prop your head with your elbow. We're going to lift the top leg and lower a few times. So we're going to find this cool little muscle here in the side body called tensor fascia lata, TFL. Keep your toes pointing forward. And then reach your leg up, extend your arm toward or maybe to the foot. And then let's add the movement of the arm overhead. So you're going to take your body out long. Lift up and stretch over. If you feel like you're losing your balance here, you can bend your bottom leg like a little kickstand to support you here. Side body movement. Let's go one more time up. And then really stretch over here on the floor. Take a hold of the wrist of your right hand with your left and pull. Pull your side body long. Reach, reach, reach. And then bring that top arm back all the way to the floor. Press yourself up to your elbow. Stack your knees on top of each other. And now wrap your top hand around to this bottom waist, bottom rib cage. We're going to lift. You'll feel the muscle of the oblique. Your elbow back down, stays away from your ear. And move here. using these muscles, these oblique muscles. If you want it to be a little harder, you can extend your leg, even your arm. We'll do a few more here, lifting and lowering. Beautiful. And then go ahead and stack your knees again. Place your hand under your shoulder. So now this arm will be straight, and come up into a kneeling side plank. So take a moment to stack either fist or palm on the floor, knee under the hip, leg extended. Bring the arm up overhead. You can stay here or float that leg. And another option is again to reach the arm up and over. Nice long side body stretch with some work. Sweeping that arm around, bend the knee, find the ankle, and kick the ankle into the hand. If it doesn't quite come to the ankle, just reach toward your ankle. Everybody breathe here. Release that. You're going to teeter-totter yourself up. Your leg is still extended out, one knee underneath you. And over here, I think I might have left you somewhere like this. All right, cool. We're going to come over the top, reach the ear, arm over the ear. Continue moving. I'm guessing that you lost the music as well, so we'll try that again. Patience with technology, right? Yeah, life is just trying to teach us patience, that's all. All right, the next time your arm goes up over your head, folks, stay there and reach your side body so long, up and over, that you really feel this opening between your ribs and your hip. Reach, lengthen, extend. If you'd like a little more challenge today, extend your bottom leg out. You can come into Vashisthasana, side plank. And then we'll release that. Let's come put to both knees forward and shift the hips back into child's pose. Take a moment here to rock your hips side to side. Feeling those outer hips again. And then moving up into a tabletop position. Instead of cat-cow today, move your body sideways. Shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip. Just turn your head to look over your shoulder toward your leg. And we'll find our way back to center. And we'll shift over to the other side. So instead of facing the back wall, shift your body around to where you can lay down on your right side. And we'll do all of those same things again. You can lay down on your arm or prop your head with your elbow. Use your fingers. You might bend your bottom leg as a little kickstand, and then just start to lift and lower that top leg. And then when you feel stable there, start to add the arm, fingertips reaching toward the foot and up over your head, stretching side body long. Just being aware of these outer edges that we don't pay as much attention to. Our obliques, our outer ribs, our outer hips. Go one more time, lift and lower. And then extend that arm long, take a hold of your wrist, stretch your side body long. Breathe so deeply here. Pull that breath in. And then release, bring your hand to the floor in front of you, press up to your elbow. It's almost like you're coming into an elbow plank. Knees are stacked. And we'll start to lift our hips up off the ground, lift and lower. You can wrap your hand underneath you, feeling these oblique muscles here doing the work of lifting. If you'd like a little more challenge, you can extend a leg. You can extend an arm. Makes it a little harder. And then lift as high as you can. One more time, stretch the arm over. Your muscles are working to hold you here at this little precarious position. Be patient while your body gains strength. And then release, hand to mat. And we'll come up a little higher. Hand to the floor. Bring your knee underneath you and come into this kneeling side plank. So this is a great place to stay. You can also lift your leg. And for a little more work, a little more stretch, arm reaches over the ear. Breathe here. Muscles holding you are working. Deep breath. And then lower your foot, fingers to the ceiling. Windmill your hands up into a T. Kind of square things off to where you're stable here. And we'll open over into gate pose. Yeah, you can pat up underneath that knee. And let's move with breath. Reaching over. And windmill back. Gate pose. This new wonderland, the side of our bodies. And here's a little secret. While we're moving sideways, the front and the back muscles are working too. They're just working as stabilizers. So you got a bonus there. Let's go one more time. And then reaching up and over, extend your arm as far as you can, stretch. If you'd like a little more challenge, Vashisthasana, stack your feet. Otherwise, keep that knee on the floor. Open up your top rib cage and breathe. Beautiful, everybody. Return to the mat, plank pose, and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Take some time here with your head down to pedal your heels and shift your weight. Continuing breath deep in the body. See if you can feel your waist being longer here. As your hips pull up away from your shoulders, make your waistline, the side bodies, longer. Good. From downward facing dog, let's walk the feet toward the hands. Bend the knees and come into forward fold. If you're in forward fold, we're going to be here a bit, so I need you to keep your knees bent, your belly on your thighs. We're going to walk the fingers to the outside edges of the feet. And do that a couple of times on each side. Just get familiar with those outside edges. And then bring your hands to the center. Press hands to shins, lift and lengthen. And on the exhale, fold a little deeper, bottom rib to the top of the thighs, come down low. Let's do that again 2 more times. Press to lengthen. Lower down. Press and lengthen. Even deeper. Exhale. Put a giant bend in the knees, scoop the arms up high, extended mountain. Arms at the sides, find mountain pose. Good. With your feet hips distance apart, folks, reach your body side to side and just start to find again this waist lengthening on one side, working on the other. You can keep your hands low like this, or you can start to pull one hand up to a shoulder, lifting the elbow high. And if you'd like even more, reach the fingers up. We'll do a few of these, so take your time. You can move as slow or fast as you like. Beautiful. Go one more time, both directions. Side body. Return to mountain pose. Bring your feet a little closer together and reach your arms high. Let's interlace our fingers, pointer fingers up, and really hug your head if you can with your biceps, and move toward the left side. Move toward the left side. So start to feel the outside of your shoulder, your armpit, your rib cage, and your waist. And then stick your right hip out a little farther. Come down into the hip. Nice. Come back to center. Pick up your right heel and cross that right foot behind your left. So you're standing cross-legged. We're going to go sideways again, same side. And that should allow a little more space and opening here in your TFL, your outer hip. If this hurts your back, put a hand on your hip. Support yourself here. Come back to center, both arms high. And then keeping your legs crossed, soften your knees and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, reach down. Nod your head and just shake out your neck. And now walk your fingers over toward the left side. So you should be able to touch the arch of that back foot. And you should be feeling something all the way from your lower leg up around into your low back on your right side. Patience. There's a lot of tight connective tissue here, and it takes time to even wake up, let alone lengthen. Just be here in this pause, breathing into your side. And ease your way back to center. With your fingers on the floor, uncross your feet, put a bend in your knees and scoop your arms high. Find length again and just notice the left side of your body and the right. They probably feel a little different. Let's widen the arms, open through the chest, sink into chair, hands to heart. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift, open out, sink into chair. Again. And as we sink into chair here, twisting chair to the right. So bring your left elbow to your left knee, top hand presses into bottom hand. If that doesn't feel good, stay a little higher, hand on the knee and hand on the low back. Nice option for twist. But we really worked into that right side, so now you can twist it open. Feel the ribs. Feel the waist. Feel the shoulders. And coming into center, release to forward fold, bend your knees, kind of shift your hips side to side. With soft knees, scoop the arms up high, extended mountain. Interlace your fingers, reach high, and move your body toward the right side, opening up the left. If this feels like too much, bring a hand to your hip for support. Everybody breathe. Return to center. Pick up your left heel, scoop your left leg behind your right. And I actually like to come onto the outside edge of that back foot for a little bit more sensation. Lean again to your left. This should bring attention all the way down here, the outside edge of your hips. Breathe deeply here, friends. As we return to center, keep your legs crossed, fold forward from the hips. Ease your way down. There's a lot going on in those muscles of the spine. Relax your neck and walk your fingers over now to the right side, where you should be able to tickle the arch of that back foot. Pause here. A practice of patience. And the practice of patience isn't just biding time, it's actually finding a way to just be present and maybe even content while we're here. Abiding is a word that's used a lot in yoga. Can you abide here with no urgency, no desire to be anywhere else, just patience in this place? We'll walk our fingertips back to the front of our mat, uncross the foot. Press your hands to your shins, lengthen halfway. It's important when we've been down for that long that we reset. Find some strength here in the back muscles. And then go ahead and sweep the arms high again. And as you come back to mountain pose, pause again to notice right and left. See if you feel any more length in space, if you feel taller, more broad. What do you feel here as you come to mountain? We're going to sweep our arms up one more time and swan dive, forward fold. Press your hands to your shins, lift halfway, and make your way back into downward facing dog. Let's take a vinyasa, shift forward, plank pose, knees or toes, lower chaturanga, and then lower to your belly, peel to cobra or up dog, and come again into downward facing dog. Let's raise the left leg to the sky. And step that left foot between your thumbs, coming down into a low lunge with the left foot forward and the right foot back. And then press onto the front left leg. Bring yourself up to standing and raise your arms high. Come around here where I can see you. Left leg forward. And in this lunge, again, interlace your fingers and pull yourself as tall as you can. This is going to be a smaller movement because we're struggling with a little bit of balance here. So just a tiny bend side to side. More through your shoulders, your armpits, then your low back. Just a little sideways movement. And then reach the fingers high. Set your hands on the floor and drop your back knee. You can stay just like this or pick up that back knee, getting a little more into the quadriceps. And a nice option here is to sweep your left arm back and find your right foot. A little quad stretch, a little opening in the shoulders. Deep breath, friends, deep breath. And patience. Maybe close your eyes and feel exactly what you're feeling right now, this sensation. Come back here. Stranger danger, don't get ahead of yourself. Be here. And release that foot to the floor slowly. Let's come back to low lunge. And we'll walk our hands to the wide edge of our mat. Turning the toes out, pick up your right toes. I'm not mirroring you anymore, but pick up your right toes. Your left knee is still bent. Feel something in your inner thighs. You can bring your left elbow to your left knee and kind of lean on your elbow to create even more stretch in the inner thighs. Deep breaths. And then release that and just rock yourself side to side. Let the toes come up, deepen into an inner thigh stretch. We can't work the outer without the inner, right? And then let's bend toward the right side. Turn your body to a low lunge with the right foot forward. Abs engaged. Sweep your arms high and find your balance. Good. Interlace your fingers. Lift as tall as you can, like up and out of your pelvis. And then tiny movement right to left. Engage your abdominals. Tiny movement side to side. Asking permission of your body instead of forcing. Showing kindness to these muscles. Lift high, breathe in. And then release your hands to the floor, drop your back knee. You can stay right here or bend your knee and reach your right hand to your back ankle. Open up your chest and breathe here. A practice of patience. Here now. The most important thing in the entire universe is happening right now on your mat. Don't miss it trying to be somewhere else. Because number one, you can't be anywhere else. And number two, you will rob yourself of this opportunity to grow in patience and flexibility. Let's release. Come back to the center, tuck the toes, and walk your hands to the inside. And we'll keep this right knee bent, but pick up your left toes and start to find something that opens those adductors, your inner thighs. You can press your arm to the inside of your right knee, a little more leverage to stretch the inner thighs. And then start to move side to side. Deep lunge on one side, toes come up on the other. Take your time. And then let's come to wide straddle. Lengthen through the spine. Your back is flat. If you like to use blocks in your practice, this would be a good place to put your hands on blocks. We're going to move into the middle splits. And know that that's different for everybody. So what I'd like you to do is take your feet as wide as you can, keeping some weight in your hands. If you are a dancer or a gymnast, you probably can just drop right down into those middle splits. The rest of us get to practice patience. So depending on your flexibility, you might drop your elbows to the ground. You might support your head. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So if you've gotten outside of where you can hold this, come back in just a little bit. Find a sustainable place. A middle split you can hold and observe. This is definitely a pose I want to get out of. And I have a teacher who says the pose begins at the moment you want to get out of it. Stay here and breathe. There's something to learn from the staying. In this season of our lives, there is something to learn from this staying. Breathe deeper. Observe more. Who are you in a moment of discomfort? Who are you when the night is long? Be here and observe. If you've come closer to the floor, press up to your hands. Heel toe in an inch or so, and then get to where you can drop a knee to the mat and come around to a seat. Hopefully you will forgive me for that at some point in time. Maybe not. One more little hit for the outer edges. Cross your right leg over your left leg. And you can keep your bottom leg straight if that feels better, or you can bend it beneath you. I'm going to bend mine. We're going to reach the arms high and find a twist toward the right side. So that top knee allows you something to rest on. My legs are shaking. Anyone relate? Trying something new, something unfamiliar. Return to center. This top leg is just going to swing out to the side so that you can rest on your left elbow. And the right leg is just going to pulse up here. One final little love letter to the outer hip to let it know we were here. And then extend that leg long on the floor. Bring the right arm up and over. Take a deep breath. As we return back to center now, the left leg crosses the right. You can keep the bottom leg straight or bent. And we'll take the twist to the left side. So arms reach. Look over your left shoulder. That knee is there. You can use your elbow or your hand. And turn your neck and your whole body to look backwards. Breathe sideways. And ease your way back to center. Let your right elbow come down. Extend your left leg. The knee can stay bent and just lift and lower. One more little moment of attention to these outer hips. And extend that leg long. Reach the left arm up and over. Stretch your side body. One final time. And then let's just slide this elbow out, come down onto the shoulder and roll onto your back. As you come down onto your back, hug your knees into chest, move around. You can take your knees wide and narrow. Just find one more little inner outer stretch. Extend the legs straight up in the air. Flex and point, a little inversion. You want one more. Take your legs wide. Just one more stretch for the inner body. This doesn't feel great. Happy baby is a nice alternative. Draw your knees to your chest and start to make your way into Shavasana. Feet extend, arms open, and consider for today a wider expression. So arms out in a T, feet wider than your mat. We've done a lot of work to open the outer edges, so you might just have a feeling of being a little more spacious, a little more expanded today. When you find the place that feels comfortable to you, close your eyes. Tune back into breath. Maybe that sideways breath comes back in. As you rest here, breathing into the side of your rib cage, feeling expansiveness, openness, and space. Consider the words of Rolf Gates. We show up burn brightly in the moment. We live passionately and hold nothing back. And when the moment is over, when our work is done, we step back and we rest. You've been burning brightly in the moment, working hard. Give yourself another moment of breath, of rest, and be patient in the process of recovery. You're ready to come back to a seat. Come slowly and gently, wiggling fingers and toes. Come with your breath. Come with patience. No rush. Nothing more important than this. Let's bring our hands together in front of our heart, this gesture of gratitude, first for ourselves and then for each other, and for these practices that help us exist in the world in a more peaceful way. Thank you for being patient with technology, with your body, with time, with each other. Yoga teaches that patience is who we are. We just forgot. We just forgot that that's who we are in all of our busyness and doing and getting. We forgot that we are patient. We are kind. We are compassionate beings. Let's go be that today. Namaste.